All right, so today I got an email. Would you do a post on your opinion of PUA and Neil Strauss, mystery, etc.? How is what you do different? I just bought his books and just curious on your feelings on it. So for those who don't know, PUA is pickup artists. So the whole pickup artist community, and those, the guys that, teach dudes how to pick up girls and have sex with them and stuff like that. So a lot of people think that I'm a pickup artist, and, technically you could sort of say that, but I'm not. I don't consider myself a pickup artist because I don't do the typical things that you would think a pickup artist does now. So I'm going to get into that and what I think and how am I different and all that other good stuff. So, the thing with pickup artists and what I think about pickup artists is that pickup artists kind of make something that is a little bit, something that's easy or not easy, something that's simple, I should say, and make it more complicated than it needs to be. This is my opinion on what I see when I look at pickup artists and what they do. And what it is that, a lot of the guys that go to the pickup artist community, some of them, these are guys who are like virgins who never really done anything with women. And, certain things in the pickup artist community, help some of these guys in certain ways. The thing though is that with pickup artist stuff that I'm not really feeling is with pickup artists, they kind of have this thing where they're sort of putting on a show for women in certain cases. It's kind of like they have this thing called, they'll say demonstrate high value, DHV, demonstrate high value. So what that means with pickup artists, they say you have to demonstrate to the woman that you're a high status, high value man. So like if you're talking to a girl, you talk to her and you're like, yeah, I do this and I do that and I own this, and me and my friends, we travel around the world, and like, so it's like you're showcasing yourself to this woman to show her that you're a high status man or you have value. You know what I mean? And I don't think that is a good idea because you're starting off interactions with women trying to prove yourself to women, which you shouldn't be doing. You understand? And the whole aspect of demonstrating high value, it within itself is ridiculous because you shouldn't need to have to demonstrate it, because you should understand that you are a high value man. You should already know that. That should already be your belief. That should already be the reality of it. So you don't have to demonstrate it because you are it. That's like me going to a casting call for a film, and they're like, we're looking for a black guy, 5'10" that can act. And then I get there, and then they're like, okay, we see that you can act. And you're 5'10", but can you demonstrate for us that you're black? Like, it's like, I am black. I don't need to demonstrate that. It's like, if you are valuable, you don't need to demonstrate to the woman that you are valuable. You understand? The way that you are valuable will show within who you are when you're interacting with women. So, and when we talk about the difference between what I do and what pickup artists do, the difference is that I work a lot on inner game. I work a lot on getting guys confident, getting guys to believe in themselves, getting guys to understand their value so they don't feel like they need to demonstrate high value. You understand what I'm saying? And that's like one of my biggest problems with the whole PUA things. I've seen videos with Mystery and Neil Strauss and some of them. And, I saw a video with Mystery. He was talking about, you should get a couple of your friends and y'all go out, and then you pretend that you guys are like a film crew and bring cameras, and it's just like going all out for pussy is just like, seriously, that's just too much right there. You're just like putting up this front. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is that with pickup artists, they kind of teach guys how to like mimic or copy certain things, but the internal work has not been done. It's kind of like if, I remember one time this guy wanted me to coach him, and he said to me, he was like, oh, I was thinking about getting some coaching, and we were talking, he was like, hey, can you give me a few tips? So we're talking, and he was like, like, should we, he was basically saying like, hey, should we go and buy me some new clothes, and then, that'll help me out now. Like, I should just go, that's the first thing we should do, is get me new clothes. That was his thought, that the first thing he should do in order to, improve his success with women is to get new clothes. Which is false, because you can get new clothes, but then what is the new clothes going to do if you still in your mind don't know what to do or how to, understand your value and are confident within yourself? It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It's like, I can go and run into a hospital and sneak into somewhere and put on a doctor's uniform. Does that mean that I can perform surgery on someone? Does that mean I know what the hell I'm doing because I'm in there with a doctor's uniform? No. So it's not about, putting on that act or putting on those fronts. And that's what, the little issue I have with the whole pickup artist thing, because pickup artists kind of, will tell a guy, hey, say A, B, and C, and then he'll say those things verbatim, or he'll just, follow or copy that technique or whatever. But he doesn't know how to react when things are continuing. He doesn't know how to keep the interest. He doesn't know how to think on his feet. You understand? And those things come with practice. Those things come with working on yourself. And so that's the difference between what I do and what pickup artists do. Is like, I work more on the internal, and then also, the stuff that you do external, but the internal has to be first. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing with the whole pickup artist thing is that pickup artists, again, like I said, they'll make something that's really simple seem more complicated. So what I mean by that is, when a guy is naturally, being in the zone and talking to women and having a conversation, and he's, going back and forth, and he's thinking on his feet, and he's just vibing with the situation, he's not thinking technically about what he's doing. But what pickup artists do, and which I don't, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but they break everything down into little small increments of things. So, but then when the guys are out there trying to do certain things, then they, they are thinking too much. They're in their head. They're like, oh, did I do this right? Or should I have said this? Or do I need to wait until she says this? Or do I need to check if she's doing this? So they're so, they're not in the moment, that they're not really vibing with the chick. And that's why they're not really getting with the girls. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, they need to, really understand, like, it's not about just like saying stuff or learning a few pickup lines, or, pretending to be someone you're not, or just flashing, certain flashy clothes and all this other stuff, or, this other thing that they do, they call it negs, like they, make fun of the girl or whatever. And there's certain things, that you can do that will improve your chances with women, depending on, whatever it is that you're learning. There's certain steps that, pickup artists talk about that are good, but there are certain things that I feel that aren't really getting to the core of what's going to make the guy be successful in the long run with women. And, another thing too, I notice is that sometimes, and I've heard this on a lot of, I've watched a couple of pickup artist videos and stuff like that. And what they do is that sometimes something will go wrong, or not go wrong, but something won't go with the exact way the guy expected with the woman. So let's say if he talks to a girl and she flakes, or she has an attitude, or she's acting bitchy, or she acts like a crazy woman, or whatever it is, right? The pickup artist sometimes will say to the guy, hey, it's because you didn't do more of this, or it's because you didn't do more of that, or it's because you didn't demonstrate high value, you didn't neg her, you didn't do this, this is why she was acting this way, right? But sometimes there are women who are not going to be feeling you. There are women who are going to act like bitches. That's just part of the game. But, the thing is that the way that pickup artists think, and the guys that like follow the pickup artist, techniques, they think that, everything that they're doing, they look at it as this formula like, oh, I do A, B, and C, and D, and then it's going to like somewhat guarantee that this is going to make this girl want me. You understand? I've seen a lot of different sales pages and a lot of different websites of pickup artists marketing their stuff, and they have shit like, they'll say, oh, buy this product, say these 3 words, and girls will magically fall in love with you. You know, it's just like, really, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like, you know, they have these videos of, you know, like it's a sales video where they're talking to you and they're drawing these pictures and showing the pictures of the guy with the girl and saying, you know, hey, I know you've had trouble with women, and all you got to do is buy this product and it'll teach you how to attract any girl in 10 minutes. Any girl you want, just say these 3 words and in 10 minutes she's going to have sex with you. You know, shit like that. So the thing with the whole pickup artist community, and also even, and this is why, you know, I feel like I run into trouble sometimes and I'm trying to teach you game and everything, is that the pickup artist community has like really created this aura of like distrust with consumers and people who are really trying to improve their dating lives. You understand? Improve their game with women, because there's so many gimmicks of, oh, say this magic thing and a girl will suck your dick. You know what I mean? That's another part of it that I think, you know, kind of sucks. And I think certain pickup artists are trying to like stay away from that. But there is a good amount of people who are, you know, promoting that type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And again, you know, I really want to drive the point home of just, you know, the whole making it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get good at talking to women and you have your own flow, you have your own vibe. And I am in no way saying that pickup artists are, you know, it's a bad thing. If, you know, if whatever advice you get and you try it out and it works for you, that's perfect. If it's worth, that's what, you know, my advice, pickup artist advice, whoever, if you get some advice and it works for you, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But what I find is that with the whole pickup artist thing and making it complicated, you know, it's really something that is, and I've seen a pickup artist say this before too, where he was doing a seminar and he had a video of him talking to some girls in a club or whatever. And he said, he was like, hey, you know, this, and he was explaining what he was doing while they were watching it. And he said, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, so everything that I'm doing flows naturally. But I'm breaking it down for you to show you what exactly what I'm doing with all these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, like he's saying, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. And that's another thing. A lot of pickup artists, they kind of, you know, don't express to certain guys or certain audiences that, hey, you know, this is something that you have to work on. You know, it's the whole like, oh, I really just want the quick fix gimmick marketing thing with pickup artists. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases. And you know, the last thing I want to say too is that, you know, and especially the point of like pickup artists, you know, making this shit complicated is, I remember I was listening to it was an audio book about getting rich and rich people. And it was something like The Idiot's Guide to Getting Rich or something like that. It was something like that. And I remember the dude, he said, he used this example and he was like, I'm going to tell you something and I want you to think about what you would do before I tell you, you know, what I would do. So the guy that was doing the audio, he was a rich guy and he's like teaching me how to get rich. So he said, and he's like, I'm going to tell you the difference between people who make it rich, who have the rich mindset, and versus people who don't. So he said, if you had a giraffe, and some of you probably heard this thing before, if you've heard that audio or whatever. But he said, if you had a giraffe, and you had to fit the giraffe in a refrigerator, how would you do it? I want you to think about that, guys. Think about if you had a giraffe and you had to fit it in the refrigerator, how would you do it? Right? So now he said that most people who don't think like a rich person or have that rich person mindset, he said most of the people would say, oh, well, I'll get a axe and cut it up into pieces and then try to fit him into the refrigerator. Or, I snap his neck and then I'll do this and then I'll chop off the feet and then I'll do this and do that. So he's basically saying that the people who don't have the rich mindset will think about going through all of this shit in order to get the giraffe in the refrigerator. So now he said the people who have the rich mindset, when he would ask that question, he basically said, so if you had to put a giraffe in a refrigerator, how would you do it? So he said the people with the rich mindset would say, I'd open the fridge, I put the giraffe in there, and then I close the fridge. So what does that mean? What does that really mean in the scheme of all of this that I'm talking about with, the pickup artist making this shit more complicated and what it has to be? The thing is that the pickup artists are thinking of chopping the fucking camel or the giraffe in so many pieces and doing all these little technical things, right? But the other person is just like, hey, I got to get this giraffe in the fridge. I'm going to just put him in the fridge and close the fridge. Now you're probably thinking, but how are you going to do that? Don't you got to stop making it more complicated? And this is what I talk about when I'm talking about approaching women and getting girls and all of this other stuff. It's not that complicated. You just do it. There are certain things that you understand, and most of it, I'd say 80% of it is inner game, and the other 20% is the shit you do outside of that. There's a reason my book, How to Have Sex 2 Women a Day, is only like 130 pages. It's really short, really small. The reason why is because it's not that difficult. You understand what I'm saying? There's not that many things you need to really know how to do. You know what I mean? It's very basic. You understand? So it's like, when you're doing these things, like, with the pickup artists, they're telling you to do all this extra complicated stuff. It's gonna, it doesn't really, to me, and in my opinion and what I've seen, it doesn't really get the job done. And also it again, like what I was saying earlier, is that it has this thing where you're kind of like faking and fronting and putting yourself almost below the women, with you having to demonstrate high value. And again, this is not me shitting on PUA. I'm just giving my honest opinion on what I see in relation to what I'm doing, because I don't want, and this is, I want to make this clear right now. I do not do the quote unquote pickup artist type stuff. And, I want people to understand that, and differentiate between the two things. You understand? I don't do that. You know what I mean? Because it's like when I do one thing, I get lumped into the pickup artist community and the whole gimmicks and all the other stuff, which I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? And again, if that stuff works for you, if you're getting, what you needed out of it, perfect. But when it comes to, like what I'm doing and what pickup artist is doing, I just want people to know that it's just a totally different thing. It's like way beyond just even dating. Like if you, like, for example, I have a book coming out called What's Good, and it's about happiness and motivation and all of this other stuff. And even if you are a person who listens to a lot of the stuff that I talk about, you will understand that what I'm talking about is not just about dating. It's about self-improvement. You understand? It's about you improving yourself. It's about you getting what you want in your life. This is why I say the truth is inside you. You understand? It's about you understanding yourself, doing internal work. You understand? Understanding the reality of situations. You know what I mean? But, shout out to all the pickup artists, though. I'm not, I don't want, I'm saying it again. I do not want y'all thinking I'm hating on pickup artists, but again, in my honest opinion about it, and I've gotten a lot of emails too, actually, about this topic because they wanted to hear my opinion on it. But so I finally had to do it because I've been like, this is a recurring question I get, but I haven't really winning on it or whatever. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, now before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.